Hey there, seekers of spiritual, tangible results.
Welcome to the no-nonsense zone, where common sense meets the spiritual. I'm Jason Parks.
I'm Emma Romano, your unapologetically real spiritual guides.
We don't sugarcoat, we don't dance around the woo-woo, we just deliver the raw, kick-ass truth.
Join us each episode as we dive deep into the mystical, cut through the bullshit, and show you how to manifest the tangible results you've been craving for.
No fluff, no filters, just two mentors on a mission to elevate your mind, body and soul.
Get ready to transform your life like never before. This is Soul Aligned Results, where spirituality meets the real world. Welcome everyone. This is Soul Aligned Results. I'm Emma Romano and this is
Jason Parks.
Whoop, whoop. This is a podcast about finding your purpose.
Finding your purpose, indeed.
All right, Jason, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go for it.
And go. I'm in minds about this one because I've got a whole idea of what people's purpose is.
We'll go for it.
Okay. So when people say my purpose is to write a book, my purpose is to heal, my purpose is to heal others, or my purpose is to be on stage, or my purpose is to make the best pies in the world. I don't think that's anyone's purpose. I think in my head, in my view, I feel that is a mission or a goal, but the purpose is to heal yourself so you can create that space for yourself.
Yeah.
So my purpose is to run a successful business or to write a book. My soul wants to heal the parts of me that find that difficult or is out of alignment with that.
Yeah, spot on.
Okay.
Spot on. Yeah. So absolutely.
Podcast. Well done, everyone. We'll see you later.
See you next week. One of the things really interesting because it's become almost like a sickness now in Western culture of people obsessed with finding their purpose. And I remember being asked things like that over time, and particularly I worked in the employment industry for a while, and you had these people that were so conflicted that they were just like, they need to make sure they don't make a mistake, because what if the job they get isn't what they're meant to do? Because, what if they've got purpose? And the bad news is nobody's job is their purpose.
No one's.
It's just a job.
No one's book, career. No one.
Yeah. If you attach yourself to that idea, what you do is you say you can never be bigger than that point of creation. So if you write a book, what do you think is going to happen if you finish it? Your life becomes meaningless because now you've done the most important thing. I was very fortunate that I accomplished my version of that when I was 22. So I always wanted to go to Shaolin Temple. And I went to Shaolin Temple, I studied, different things came out of it. But what was most fascinating about it was to actually wake up and see that and just go, okay, what now? Because I've just done it. So we were talking before the podcast last night, because I live in southern Tasmania, and last night we got to see the southern lights, the aurora. And it was something that I, on one level, never thought I'd ever get to see, but always wanted to. And I didn't realize how much until I did see it. And then I was excited like a little kid. So I was so excited. Yeah. And it was amazing, absolutely amazing. And I was on the side of the road in the darkness, sitting there looking at this beautiful sky. And what was so funny was how many cars just roared past me, going to wherever they were going. And I was thinking about it. It's like, wow. I said, you're so busy focused on what you're doing that you're missing what is happening here. I said, I'm 52, nearly 53, and this is the first time I ever got to see it. I said, so where is it that you're going in such a hurry that is more important than having something that might be a once-in-a-lifetime experience?
Oh, it's big. Do you know, I love that you said, if you think your purpose is, say it's to write a book, your purpose is to write a book, what happens when you finish it? this is what I feel is the issue in our industry. People go, right, I'm a Reiki practitioner, so I can only do Reiki now, or I'm a hypnotherapist, I can only do hypnotherapy now. No, you can do whatever you want, but whatever it is you want to do, the purpose of your soul is to heal that part of you so you can be the best version of that.
Exactly right.
Instead of just a mediocre Reiki practitioner or a mediocre hypnotherapist or, accountant or whatever it might be. And I feel there's something that's really beautiful about the soul. And we've talked about this before. The soul just wants to experience. The soul wants to do so many cool things. It wants to look at the lights. It wants to look at the, it wants to eat the popcorn. It wants to hold the crying baby. It wants to, cry, heal, have fun, be joyful, wants to do all the things. And it will put you in place or put ideas in your head that will help you evolve.
Yeah.
So it'll go, right, instead of just having a part-time job or like a part-time career in doing something, now go full-time. But now to go full-time, heal this part of your soul. And I think that's what's really beautiful about the choices that we have. We can be and do whatever we want whenever we want.
That's right.
No, I love that. Our purpose is just to heal whatever we've got to heal, to be comfortable and create that identity and make it our new normal. So if you want to be a successful, say, writer or a writer, it should feel normal. And it's normal when I know when my soul has healed, when those things feel normal to me.
Yeah. The soul heals by creating.
Yes.
That's how it heals. So the level of your creation is really the level of your healing. And it's really important because we look at it and we say, okay, in the beginning, we're not going to understand this. And I think that's the first thing. If you're struggling with purpose at the moment, you're thinking, I just have no idea what I'm meant to do here. So there's a couple of things we can tell you. First of all, that's okay. Nobody does. Nobody does. There's even people that are very singular about what they do. Said they may be, as a young child, they might be very invested. There's stories of famous musicians who, one in particular, I can't remember who it was, but um, it became a famous violinist, but was given a toy violin as a child and went into a complete rage and smashed it because it wasn't a real violin.
Oh, wow.
It was like the soul was aware enough to go, oh no, we will not be playing this time round. This time round, we are doing it for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all have our own version of that. But it's really important that you take the time to sit with it because, first of all, your purpose built. When the soul contract is formed, the spirit and the soul come together and they say, this is what we want to heal. This is what we want to experience. Therefore, this is what we want to create. And they take that and they then start to work on the DNA of the forming baby. And that baby is manipulated to become completely purpose attuned. There's a reason why you want to do something and don't want to do something else. So you have to really drill down into it. So if you're finding something's in alignment with your purpose, it's really easy to tell. The first thing is when you think about it, you wake up. It's like energy. It was not like energy is unlocked in your body because the soul wakes up and goes, oh, that's what I need. So it unlocks resources so that you can start creating it. So there's this surge of energy and you get really excited and there's a sense of joy. And then almost immediately after that, the pain body has a complete freak out and you hit a wave of absolute stark raving terror. So if you get that inspiration, joy, terror, you know you're on a winner. Okay, every time.
There's a recipe, everybody.
It's pretty simple. I love that now. I love that. Yeah. When I learned that, that changed everything.
Yeah, it's like I used to hate it when the paintball when I got fear. I used to use it as an excuse. I used to sit there going, "Oh, I'm not meant to be doing this. I've got fear around. It should be just easy." No, no, that's just the trauma body. That's the pain body going, "We're about to change." Because the trauma body or the pain body doesn't like change. It just think any kind of change is death. Anything. So when you feel that coming up, it's like, oh, don't worry about it. This is good. Because if my pain body's going hell for leather, going, don't change, we know on the other side of this is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And that's, I use it as an indicator now instead of, yay, I'm on the right track, instead of, oh shit, universe is trying to tell me not to do it.
Yeah. People fall at the gate so many times with that one
Yeah.
because they'll wake up and they'll go, yeah, it should be all joy and unicorns and rainbows and it's not.
No, it's
It's
not.
not how it is. Not for real.
I wish it was.
Yeah. Well, the pain body, we call it the pain body because it's created from pain,
Yeah.
not because it always gives you pain. It does, but it's not direct. So we think that if something feels bad and unpleasant, then that obviously that's the pain body. So that's not necessarily the case. What the pain body wants is for you to be safe. If it can't scare you with by threatening you, then what it'll do is it'll placate you. It'll put you on the couch with a big bowl of chips, watching Netflix, going, "It's okay, mate. Just stay here for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
It'll all be okay." And there's plenty of people that fall into it because they're chasing their bliss. It says, stop chasing your bliss and get up off your ass and start acting in accordance with something worthwhile. So you need worthy goals. Without worthy goals, you struggle. You struggle as a human being. So,
Mm,
but don't buy into other people's worthy goals. Don't go into that idea that this guy has said this is what success is, so therefore I have to have. I mean, we all got our own version of that, and most of that's trauma. But we'll have our
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you and I are both very heavily self-educated.
Yes.
Yeah. And for the same reason, we both had an awful time at school. So,
Terrible, terrible time. I failed year eight twice. I mean,
yeah,
that's embarrassing.
yeah.
For
Oh, well, that
a
happened.
13-year-old, for a 13-year-old girl. Holy shit. It's mortifying.
Yeah. It's the thing about it though is that we go into those environments and we're being constantly told this is what success is.
Yep.
Back in our day, because we're both the same age. So back in our day, it was all about, all right, you go to school, you go to uni, that gives you your career. You then, if you don't go into an apprenticeship, then you go and you'll get a job and you'll stay in that job forever until you retire at some point. And that was really what school was trying to prepare you for. My understanding is they're still trying to prepare you for that, even though 40 years ago it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So it's a problem. So what happens is some people are very well adjusted to that and
Mm,
they thrive in that environment.
mm.
In the school that I was in, I recognized very quickly that the people who were thriving in that environment were people who had very well educated and engaged parents.
Ah.
If their parents were sitting down doing homework with them every night,
Mm.
they were excelling academically. The people who weren't doing that were all in the middle to the bottom. That's where everybody else was.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. The only time I saw any difference in that was in foreign students when I was in boarding school, foreign students, and that was because they were coming from a completely different cultural paradigm. They had a completely different viewpoint on life. They were like, and I remember one guy lost his mind because he got 98% in a maths exam,
Wow.
and he lost his mind because of those 2 points. And he got them back because he just argued so heavily for days that the teachers eventually said, "All right, you can have it," and gave it to him. Right, and then he was okay. But his argument, and I remember because he was he was very unkind to me, but he was right in what he said. He said I walked up to him and he was really upset. And we were friends. I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "Oh, this is what's going on." And rah, rah, rah. And I said, "Well, why are you so upset about it?" And he turned on me and said, he said, "You don't care. Like it doesn't matter to you." He said, it doesn't matter that you're dumb as shit. He said, fair. Where I come from, 100% or nothing, you know? He said, but for you, he said, you'll be fine. You'll just wander your way through life, even though you're stupid and you have no skill. You'll be fine. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this is important because,
One
because
moment in my life.
it is an important moment in my life because let's face it, you learn a lot. You learn a lot from people when they don't like you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, and
Right.
that's, and in that moment, even though we were friends in that moment, he didn't like me
Mm.
because what I was demonstrating is that he was right. I was dumb as shit. Is that I did think I could just wander through life because I didn't realize on one level what was at stake. It's we get when we come into this life, we have so many versions of it that we could live, so many beautiful and rewarding things. And this is the true pain of the pain body. So it's not what the pain body gives you. It's not that it makes it hard or you're afraid or anything like that. The true pain of the pain body is that it lets you settle for such an inferior version of yourself that only later, when you can't do anything about it, does it let you see what you've lost.
Oh, that just brings up my grandmother for me.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother died 2 years ago at 100, and the last, what was it, 2, 3 years, she couldn't even scratch herself.
Mm.
She's a very proud woman, and she was governed by her pain body.
Yeah.
And if someone, any kind of change, she would rage. She was nasty. And then the last 3 years, she just laid in her own thoughts. She couldn't hear anything, couldn't see anything, just sat there in her own thoughts about her life. She told me
Yeah.
one day, she goes, sometimes I've had nice memories, and then sometimes I see what I've done.
Yeah. Wow.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah. And I'm like, wow, that was big for me,
That's
because
huge.
if we're living and breathing, we have an opportunity to change.
Absolutely.
And this is
That,
what this is what I say to, I mean, this one I drum into everyone. It's like the one thing people don't want to do is action anything. They don't want to take the action. They want to sit there and they want to think the pretty thoughts, and they want to read the nice books and go, oh, I feel nice, but they're still sitting on the couch with a bag of chips watching freaking Netflix. So, God rewards action.
yeah.
And this is the part they go, oh, manifesting doesn't work. And that's the holy trinity. You got to think, feel, but majority you got to do. The doing is the majority of manifestation. It's movement, it's energy.
Yeah.
You've got to work towards that goal, towards what you want to have. And the biggest purpose, as I said before, is if I want to be this person, what do I have to heal where I'm at now to become that person and it be normal for me?
Yeah. Normal is so important because it means there's no resistance. There's no resistance in you. Yeah. It's fascinating. The subject about purpose is fascinating. So
Mm-hmm.
so if you're going to do it, you've got to take action. And if you're going to take action, the first thing you have to do is reframe what failure means.
Mm.
Failure means compromise. That's failure. Any compromise. I mean, to be frank, if somebody starts talking about compromise, it's like, oh no, fuck off. Absolutely. All compromise means is that we're too bloody lazy to think of a bigger option that would allow all of us to thrive. I'm just going to settle for something smaller and make you settle for something smaller so that we can both feel good in our pain bodies. So you owe nobody's pain body anything.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the big thing. I learned this recently, that humans can come up with 13 different solutions to a problem. That's what puts us on top of the food chain. And that's been my thing since then. If I can't find a solution, because usually I'll come up with 2 or 3 solutions, sometimes 4 or 5, and I go, right, I'm done. I'm like, hang on, you're 8 less. You're still 8 short of freaking finding the solution.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're 9 short of it. Keep going. And if I can't think of anything, that's when I go, right, the soul needs to heal something here for me to be, it's normal for me to come up with 13 solutions for this.
That is That is gold.
But not just come up with the 19 solutions. Am I willing to actually perform, act out, think, feel those solutions?
Yeah. If you're not embodying it, if you're not living it as reality, then it's not real. It's not real. You live your reality.
An idea is just a thought until you do it.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah. Got to
Oh, it's a
reframe.
big one, Jason. It's a big one.
Yeah. Look, I struggled with this for most of my life.
Mm,
And I see this so many times
mm.
that if you want to rock,
Sorry, Jason, your internet just cut out. Can you repeat what you just said to us?
yeah, if you want to write a book, just start writing.
Yeah.
We suck at everything in the beginning. That's what being a beginner is. And that's okay. So just make it okay for yourself to go, okay, I'm going to write. But there's a wonderful bit of advice because I wrote a book years ago. And the way I got it written was off one piece of advice, and it was write for the trash can. Just
Mm,
get up and start writing and don't expect anything to be good. You just start writing. And then sooner or later, you're going to hit your flow. And then what you write follows from that. But in the beginning, you're going to throw out probably 80% of what you've written.
mm,
And that's okay because you're not trying to, the trying to get it right in the first go will completely cripple any momentum and nothing will happen. You will never write anything. So just start writing it, even if it's rubbish. Just keep going because you can edit later.
You know, I love it. I've got my friend Brad, he's helping me write my book.
Hmm.
And I'm doing it on the 3 things that, fuck up in your relationship. And he just said to me, he goes, just write.
Yeah,
He goes, even if it's all crap, he goes, there'll be something in there that we'll keep that little bit of gold. We can expand on that later. But that I've been writing every day, whereas I have started this book in the last 3 years or 2.5 years, maybe 4 or 5 times. And I've gotten rid of it. I've gotten rid of it. This is the only time I consistently actually sat and just added to the book every day.
yeah,
And I had it's to be, and it's such a healing journey for me. It's such a massive healing journey, and I'm okay with it. But I'm okay with the book being shit until it's great.
that's right. You just keep polishing it till you got it right.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah. And it
Ah,
doesn't matter what you're doing. That's the secret. So if you're struggling for purpose right now and you're thinking, I don't know what to do, said the answer's right there. It's do. Just do something. So if you're feeling that you've got no money, then if you've got no money, it's very rare that you've got no money and no time. If you usually you've got time. Now, if you've got no money and you've got no time, then you still have access. We live in a society where you can access things. So there are public libraries. There is the internet. So I can't tell you how many things I've had to learn off YouTube,
yeah. Tell me about it.
but that you can.
Mm-hmm.
That's the crazy thing. I taught myself how to do 3D printing, and that was really, I read the instructions that came with the printer. I'm like, okay, cool. And now I went and looked at clips on YouTube until I figured out what it actually looks like.
Yep.
And away you go. And it was starting to print was when I started to make sense of it all. So if you sit back and just wait and think, okay, I need to understand this before I can take an action, you're never going to do anything.
Okay.
Start acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start
True.
acting.
Just
Reframe failure.
yeah.
Sorry, Emma.
Just just take action. And it's people always saying to me like, oh, Emma, there's such a big difference between you and me. Yeah, you know what it is? I'm not sitting on my couch.
Yeah, that's right.
And believe me, when you're an action taker, you fail constantly, but you fail forwards.
Yeah,
You never fail backwards, because failing backwards is like, oh, see, it doesn't work, I can't do it.
yeah,
Failing forwards is like, oh yeah, tried that, let's do it better. So really what it does, it takes the word fail out of the equation. Like I never think that I fail. I'll say to people like, oh yeah, I failed more times than I've succeeded. Really, it's just, I've just learnt. I swapped the word for fail for, I just learned. I learnt more
That's
than I succeeded.
that's what it is.
All it
That's what
is.
it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's fantastic. So you got to take your action. You've got to reframe failure, make it into something other than failure, because the only people that tell you that you're failing are people that haven't done anything. Anybody who's accomplished anything will look at it and you say, how are you going? Good, but I'm just failing and failing, and they'll all go, awesome. Now you're learning. Right? That's what it takes. And the third thing is, it's going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing. So you're going to constantly go from inner work to outer work and inner work and outer work. You said you're gonna be building, and you're gonna hit a point where you're gonna realize I've got to do some inner healing, and then you're gonna heal, and then you're gonna be building. We clear to create, we heal to create, because creating heals. It said it is what keeps that cycle moving. So when you go with that, don't worry about your book's going to be perfect. Write a book, because you're probably going to write another 30 books after that if you feel inclined.
Yeah.
Or you might write a book and go, that's all I wanted to write with a book. And now I'm going to do this over here. And now I'm going to do that. And I'm going to learn this job. And now I'm going to go and learn that job. I'm going to visit a country, and then I'll go and visit another country.
Mm-hmm.
Then don't define yourself. Said most people do. They'll have what they call an opportunity of a lifetime. That means they got one opportunity, they brought it to conclusion, and then they never took another one. So you get those opportunities every day. You make those opportunities every day.
Yes.
So keep after it. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for anything else, Jason?
No, that's it. Get acting. Stop talking. Stop listening to me talk.
Stop freaking listening to us and get the fuck up and do something, will you, for God's sakes? Guys, thank you so much for listening to us. We are Soul Aligned Results, soulalignedresults.com. Please give us an email. Check us out. We've got retreats coming up. We do private mentoring. We've usually got some kind of a masterclass coming up, but there's also our masterclasses that we've done available. The pre-recordings are available on our website. So we got you. We got you. Guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you in our next podcast. Bye.